Welcome to Everyone's Your Mate in the Smokers, where I interview cool bands in cool smoking areas. Today we're at Paper Just Vintage, and I'm here with Knuckle Draggers. Woo! I want to just introduce yourselves and what you do in the group.
Hi, I'm Shay. I play bass.
Hi, I'm Julian. I play guitar.
I'm Lewis. I play drums and vocals.
I'm Oscar. I play keyboard and some vocals.
Firstly, the first body of work that people could hear is your EP that you released last year. So like the 4 tracks, I think it opens with quite like a clangor of a song into more kind of like haunting, like eerie music. And there's like a really kind of like cool old school punk song. And it goes into artsy, almost like synthy kind of like influences. Why are those 4 songs the 4 songs you chose to introduce the world to Knuckle Draggers?
Put that EP out pretty much day one, like the day that the band started. I already had those tracks written before. It was just to kind of encapsulate all the different influences that there were going to be within Knuckle Draggers. When that EP was put out, those were the only 4 songs that we actually had at the time. Just kind of like a jumping off point, I suppose, for the band. If that answers your question. Oscar produced it as well.
I feel like you had a pretty good idea of what you wanted the songs to be, so I kind of just made things sound a bit better, I guess. And
yeah, 100%.
I added some synth stuff because that's more my area, I suppose.
Cool, perfect. So you have those 4 tracks on your EP, and then you also have a song that you released earlier this year called Land of Hope and Glory. I've done the dirty work of people that have shunned me. And obviously there's like a bit of irony and kind of sarcasm when you talk about the land of hope and glory. What inspired you to kind of go down that route and say something about the world?
Yeah, I guess based on my own life experiences, the dirty work of people who've shunned us, I suppose, is kind of having to work for people who would then look down upon you for saying that you spent all of your money on avocado toast and not being able to get a mortgage. Ironic take on the current political climate. That was pretty on the nose in terms of the lyrics. Some hot takes.
When it comes to quite like politically charged lyrics, like underground music is obviously very synonymous with speaking up, going against the grain, and just making your political standpoint known. When you first started listening to the kind of music that you guys create now, was it the lyrics, like really feeling that you identified with what the bands had to say, that kind of got you into kind of more punk underground music, or was it just the actual like music and instrumentation itself?
For me personally, I've always liked high energy dance music, whether it be like electronic or like loud guitar or bass. But loud and fast is kind of what draws me to it, really.
So I've been listening to punk for so long. Like I really loved the first generation, like Sex Pistols and Clash. I got more into the kind of second wave stuff through Discharge and GBH, which is quite a bit more political. The sound is pretty representative of the lyrics, so it'd be kind of hard to pick one over the other.
They go hand in hand.
Exactly.
I feel like we all, like all 4 of us, kind of enjoy music that's kind of like cutting and like doing something different. And I feel like that's done through a combination of the music and what the music is trying to say.
Yeah.
I find the same thing in like hip hop, in like a lot of alternative music.
It's kind of interesting. I think of it kind of differently. I grew up throwing a bunch of DIY shows and being part of a bunch of DIY shows. Starting when I was like 13, 14, I would play guitar, and all my friends were queer, so we'd go to like a safe queer space, which was 924 Gilman in Berkeley, California. I think the community for me is really what made it feel like it was part of me. And I think there still is something political about just having a community that is innately anti-corporate.
Fashion is obviously something which is very heavily associated with like punk music, the way that you guys dress as well. I think that there is quite a strong sense of style. When did you begin to use fashion as an outlet to express yourself as well as music? Like, you're probably the best one to...
I've always been a big fan of like bands like The Prodigy. My dad rides a motorcycle. I love bikes and bike culture, and that's always been kind of like loud in its own way. Studying your jacket, painting it, that sort of thing. You know, it's like a journey in itself, and it's free for the most part. which is really wonderful.
I don't know if I can speak on fashion. I wore a bunch of weird stuff in high school. Just playing a bunch of DIY shows and there being no limits to what you could draw on your clothes. And the kids are in pajamas. The other half of them have mohawks. And the third half of them, the obligatory 150%, the 100 to 150th percentile, wearing some fuck shit. What?
Maths.
What?
Last time we had maths.
Maps?
We went up to maths. 'Cause
Maps?
We went up to 100.
We know how to get to numbers together.
I think we're going off topic here. Jay's always been a huge style influence for me. I only really got into it properly in the past 5 or so years, for as long as Shay and I have been friends.
I grew up kind of moving in from place to place, like different countries and stuff. Like, found it quite difficult to establish my own sense of identity and style. At the same time, I feel comfortable dressing in many different ways. One of the things that excites me about playing in this band is being with two such stylish people. With three very stylish and beautiful people.
I understand that at least at the beginning we're splitting recording between Brighton and London. What were the differences in terms of mindset and just kind of inspiration, energy that went into when you were creating Brighton, and how has that kind of changed now that you're creating in London?
Me and Shay live in Brighton, and Julian and Oscar live in London. Yeah, I guess I do most of my writing at home in Brighton because Oscar works at the George Tavern. We've played the George Tavern a number of times, and not just with this band.
Tell the people. They could have just thought George has great taste.
Yeah,
in bartenders. We all met in Brighton originally.
That's
I
true.
feel like
That's true.
it's a Brighton band in a way.
All the bands in Brighton that kind of do the Brighton circuit are quite well established.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more mystery and excitement to be in London, and what we're gonna find.
Yeah.
So I guess two live performances. Is there a live performance that you guys have seen, whether you've gone to it in person or whether you just kind of re-watch it, that has really just inspired you to just want to get on stage? Really has almost has a physical impact.
Very good question. I've been to many gigs. One band I come back to a lot is The Garden.
Nice.
I saw them once in 2018 at the Garage. That was when they were still relatively small, and it was one of the best gigs I've ever been to. And I've seen them many times since. They're kind of hard to replicate that energy. And The Prodigy in Brighton. That was great.
Show that I didn't see, Band of Gypsies, Jimi Hendrix, New Year's Eve. But band that I did see, Kim Gordon. I've seen her twice now. I'm just so inspired every time I leave. Her band's always so great, and the visuals are so creative. It's really exciting to see her evolve as an artist, and you can tell that she really is listening to everything that's out there.
Definitely The Garden. Probably my favorite band. Seen them twice. Once at Ali Pali, once at Heaven, and they were so good. They have loads of live videos on YouTube that I watch regularly, and it's just so cool.
I work at a music venue where I see live music many times a week, and one that really sticks out was a band called They Are Gutting a Body of Water, or Tagabow for short. Couldn't even keep working properly because I was just so into it. I had the whole crowd around them, and they had all these crazy sound effects and triggers, which is I'm very into. It was constantly falling apart, but still really cohesive. Yeah, that's my answer.
Dave Grohl recently said in an interview that his idea of perfect album is Surfer Rosa by the Pixies. While you seem we all would agree with that, do we have any other albums that we would consider perfect albums?
There's The Glow Part 2 by the Microphones. Was that one of yours? Yeah. Is the other one a David Bowie album by any chance?
Now I think it should be.
Well, the honorable mentions, yeah. But yeah, The Glow Part 2 by the Microphones. It means a lot to me in every single way, musically, thematically, socially. That's the album that it's kind of how we became friends. Beautiful songwriting and so much going on, but also so succinct. And then besides that, most of David Bowie's discography. Black Star in particular, his last album is, I think, perfect.
My favorite album is Tyranny by the Voids. So you have a Void sticker on the phone case. Also Horseshit on Route 66 by The Garden. They're two albums that I kind of rinse all of the time.
I've got to choose one famous album and one not famous album. The album by Physical Suicide Deterrent System Project, their debut, is called Face the Day, and it means so much to me. And it's amazingly emotional and grounded in a place that I miss every day, the natural world. It really feels like the natural world in a way. And then the second album would probably be Rid of Me by PJ Harvey.
Okay, nice. Good choice. Yeah.
Steve Albini is the greatest recording engineer of all time. PJ Harvey's one of the greatest songwriters of all time and has such an emotive voice. He's changed music in a profound way. That was the record that Steve Albini sent to Kurt Cobain as a reference for In Utero. Stripped down, organic, natural music. PJ Harvey's genius. Anyway, I'm talking too much.
DJ Kick's Chemistry and Storm is a big one for me. It's such an incredible, I guess, compilation, but expertly mixed. I always go back to it. Formative for me very much is Punk Planet by Enjoy as well. That was a big inspiration for me for bass. Yeah, I think that's all I got.
Perfect. Well, that's what we need. This has been such a great conversation, guys. It's been really, really lovely. So thanks for taking the time. This has been Everyone's Your Mate in the Smokers. Thank you for watching. Back to you in the studio.